Alrighty, guys, we have a watch to talk about today, as you can see, but I thought it was fitting because this is from Serge Custom Knives, um, who made a coin claw knife. He makes the bean knife. Serge makes a lot of different knives that are out there. This is a double detent knife that I've done a video on before also. See, Serge Knife Company there. So he also now makes a couple of watches. This is the Model 1, as you can see by the box. There is a Model 2 out now also. The Model 1's been out for a while. I know Nick Shabazz did a video. My buddy Pete with Chillin' with Watches did a video. I'll put a link to the Serge Watch Company website down below. And those videos are there on their website, so you can check it out. So he goes on the watch world, he goes by Serge Watch Company. Same logo as his knife line. What I think is really cool, I've wanted to check out this knife or this watch for a while. And when my buddy Joseph had one available for sale, I bought it because, well, he made me a good deal. And two, I wanted to check it out. And it's blue, and I really like blue watches. So, although I told my buddy Alex that I was getting one, and he basically told me, take my money. Just like, you don't want it, I'll buy it, just take my money. So it's probably going to get just sold and shipped off to Alex. The next time Alex, he's got a box headed my way with some knives because we go back and forth. Alex from the Knife Box channel. So when I ship back his knives, I'll more than likely include this watch because it's something that he wants more than I want, if that makes sense. But what's really cool is the box. It does come with like a piece of felt underneath. I just took that out because it's kind of hard to kind of dig out sometimes. But it's a very cool box. It comes with the screwdriver that you're going to need to change to size the watch and take the links in and out, and a spring bar tool that is kind of stuck in there. Pretty good. But yeah, so that is for doing the micro adjusts on the bracelet. So it's really cool that he includes the tools as well as the very, very cool box that the watch just, you kind of got to kind of fumble with it just a little bit to get it to drop in just perfectly. And legit, I just drop it in is the only way that I have gotten it to line up properly. And then you got to kind of dig it out. So let's just pull it out, put the box off to the side, and talk about this rather cool watch. And we'll just zoom in because it deserves some front and center attention. And we'll go through all the specs here in a minute, but it's a very nice textured dial. Let's see, can I zoom in a little more, or is that going to be too much? Oh boy, that's going to make me sick. So a very nice textured dial. It is an automatic, which you can see there. Zoom out to a normal distance. Now, what's cool about it is you can unscrew this bezel, pop it off, and get replacement bezels from him that are different colors and things like that. So it's a little bit modular. So it is a cool in that regard. It is all 316L stainless steel, the case back, and the non-tapering bracelet, as well as the standard, pretty, standard affair fold-over clasp, double pushers with, the fold-over safety thing. So, but it is all milled out, so it's not a stamped piece here. The top bits and stuff are just stamped steel, but that's okay. That works. But very cool, stonewashed everything. It's really a great finish. Like, talk about a tool watch, a working watch. This is going to get the job done. The crown is protected by this kind of recess there, so you're not going to bang it and knock it off. If you need to be precise timing, there are no minute markers. It's just the hour markers. So that's a thing. There is no timing bezel or dive bezel. It is water resistant to 200 meters. So you have that. But all in all, it's just a great looking watch. So let me show what it shows. I have not sized it because it's 99% sold to Alex, but here it is on my 7.25 inch wrist, non-tapering bracelet. But I believe it was going to be fairly comfortable if it was sized. So very cool. And I was super excited to just check it out, right? So let's go into some specs. The case size, normally when I'm talking about watches, here's the Planet Ocean that I happen to wear today as a comparison. So it's a 43.5 millimeter diameter watch, or like the SKX, which is a 42 millimeter diameter. You can't really compare that this way, right? So if I measure this, it's like 50 something. So width-wise, at its widest is 42 millimeter. It's 46 millimeter tall, and it is 13 millimeters thick overall. Okay. The lug to lug, if you have these, while this is 46 to the sides of the case, the edges of that bracelet are 48 millimeters. The lug width is 22, and like I said, non-tapering. It does have a sapphire crystal with multi-layer AR coating on the inside, so you're not going to scratch it. You're not going to scratch the crystal. You're not going to scratch the coating off. A lot of companies will put the coating on the outside, and then it's prone to some scratches. So that's cool. The movement is a Miyota 9039. It's a 24 jewel Japanese movement that does do hacking, hand winding. It is automatic. So that's very cool. And it has a 42-hour power reserve, which means once you wind it, you wear it for a few days, you can take it off and just set it, and it'll go for 42 hours before it actually stops. Give or take 42 hours. Some are going to be a little less, hour or two less, or an hour and two more, but definitely taking it off at night and leaving it on the table, coming back in the morning, no problem. It's not going to survive the whole weekend, but you know what I mean. So it has great Loom. It's C3 Super Luminova on all the indices. So that's very cool. And we'll do a Loom shot towards the end. And I will actually step over here and grab my UV light so that we can give it a supercharge before we do the Loom shot. The weight. Let's talk about the weight. It comes in at 7.5 ounces, which is 212 grams. Okay. So it's got some heft to it. Now that is with all the links. So the Planet Ocean, which is also fairly hefty, sized for my wrist at 7.25, so there's some links missing, is 7.1 ounces. And I didn't do the conversion on the grams for these watch comparisons. For the SKX, sized for my wrist, is 6.3 ounces, so considerably lighter. And then as another size comparison watch, the G-Shock Tron all metal is 5.5 ounces. Okay, just to kind of give you an idea of the weight. So there is some heft to this. It'll shrink up a little bit or lighten up a little bit as you remove some links to size it, but it's still going to have some weight to it, as does my Planet Ocean. And I'm okay with some heft. Like, I've had watches before that were too light, and I ended up selling them because they were too light. So let's take a look at it next to the bean, because it's a very similar finish and whatnot. So it's a great watch, cool knife. So it was a gift from my brother because he thought they were very cool, and I think they're very cool as well. What else do I have on my notes for the watch? That's about it. So I just kind of give you some look around here and compare it to a standard size SKX. Wipe that off because it's got some stuff on the crystal there. So it's roughly the same size as the SKX. if you will. It's just a different size. It's a different shape. So it is square. So that does kind of play with your mind a little bit, but it's very similar in size, even as the bracelet drops all the way off. The lug-to-lug and whatnot is very similar. Next to the Planet Ocean, which is a bit bigger, different price range. But again, gives you somewhat of a size comparison. And again, with the Tron G-Shock, which is brand new to me also. And it's basically brand new from the guy I bought it from. And I did an unboxing on it the other day. So we'll see if that gets sold to somebody else or not. I likely will not keep the Tron. So we shall see how that goes. But that gives you a better kind of size comparison with the kind of square type of case. So there you go. A quick look at, let me just charge this up a little bit to give you the full look of the Loom. Because the Loom is really good on this. Reach over here, kill the lights. It's not completely dark in here today because I'm filming on Halloween. And there is some light coming through the window. I don't really have blackout shades. They're pretty thick shades, but yeah. So there is some light, but you can see there is Loom there. Oh, there we go. And you're seeing some reflection of the phone up above it. But a very cool watch that likely will make its way to Alex at the Knifebox channel because, well, he just really wants it, and he's really into blue watches as well. And quite frankly, I bought a bunch of stuff last week. 2 watches, 2 knives. The knives are still inbound. Yeah, it was these 2 watches that I bought this week. So I'm kind of in a I need to sell some stuff. I got some knives to sell too, that are posted and already, but so yeah. So I'm going to probably just sell this off to Alex and call it good because it's something he's really interested in and I'm just mildly interested. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. I think I rambled a little bit on this one, but cool watch. Check out the website down below. It comes in a lot of different colors. Not just the blue dial. There's a lot of other colors. And the Model 2 is currently out and available. And that'll be on the website as well. So thanks, guys. Have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow.